Hey, whoa, back away from me, man. What are you doing?
I'm going to ask you nicely to please shut this off and then read the sign and then determine how you want to proceed. This is criminal contempt. You know, I don't want to see that happen.
You don't have arrest capabilities. You're a security guard.
Well, if I give this gentleman all the signs and ask him to read it.
Yeah, but these aren't the law. These aren't the law, though. I'm openly defying that sign because I believe it to be unconstitutional.
Put your phone down because I feel like you're videoing me.
I record all my interactions with public servants.
You're not going to record me.
Hands behind your back.
It is what it is.
You're trespassing. You're being arrested for trespassing.
All right, no problem. You guys are making a big mistake. Violating my constitutional rights.
This is not public property.
This is public property.
No, it's not.
What does the Department of Health and Human Services have to hide? Where's the transparency for the people?
I'm here to enforce the policies, not the law. Because
You're not being arrested because you recorded. Being arrested
No,
for
but that's an
trespassing.
end around.
you put somebody's life in danger, trying to prove a point against law enforcement.
What's not hypothetical right now is these cuffs digging into my skin right now.
Some cops think they can act with impunity, but this time, they picked the wrong target. In this video, we're diving into the shocking number of times officers face severe backlash for their arrogance.
They also had signs, once upon a time, that said people of a certain skin color couldn't come into an establishment, correct?
On July 21st, 2024, Sean uploaded footage of an incident that unfolded when he decided to audit the Traffic Violations Bureau. But like moths to a flame, the officers there just couldn't resist trying to intimidate him into submission.
Sit down.
Hey, whoa, back away from me, man.
Put that down.
What are you doing?
Let's go.
Back
Get out of the
away.
courthouse.
Back away. This is not. I'm not in a courtroom. Who are you? Why are you coming up on me like that, man?
You can't
Well,
film.
I'm not in any courtroom or anything. I'm not in a restricted area. This is a public area.
Just asking you not to film.
But this is a public area. I'm
Filming
not.
in the area.
Yes, I'm in a public area. This is a public
Sir,
area.
There's no filming in the area. Let's go.
Yeah, there's no reason for you to get. Listen, are you security guard or law enforcement?
Imagine walking into a building with your camera and the first thing you see, a security guard trying to push you away with psychic powers like Eleven from Stranger Things.
Hey, how you doing? Are you a supervisor here?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just taking some pictures and video. I'm a journalist.
Sure, come on over this way. I'm going to show you the sign.
Yeah, let me see the sign.
So I'm going to ask you to nicely to please shut this off and then read the sign and then determine how you want to proceed.
So what rules of the chief judge? Are you law enforcement?
Step back.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for five
Would you
security
please read
guards.
the sign and then stop recording.
Are you law enforcement, sir?
Yes.
Imagine being so afraid of one person, you have a whole SWAT team on standby. And the supervisor? He had this smug attitude, like a sign could just make Sean go away. But Sean? He wasn't backing down that easily.
Where's the actual order? This is just a sign. Where's like an order from the
That is
judge?
the order. So once again, you're in a courthouse.
Yeah.
You've read the sign. You've seen no video, no photographers, no recording.
What's the law, though?
You've written it, and you might want to take a look at this because this is criminal contempt.
Yeah.
To continue, and you know I don't want to see that happen.
You don't have arrest capabilities. You're a security
Well,
guard.
if I do or don't, I can call a police officer and a deputy sheriff if you'd like me to. What can I do to assist you?
What's infuriating is how this supervisor thinks he can threaten and push people around with no consequences, just because Sean had a phone in his hand recording.
For you to call law enforcement because I would like for you to get educated. This is not a law. These
appreciate that.
are policies, sir. Can I get your name?
Sure, Captain Wright.
Captain Wright?
Ray.
Captain Ray.
Yes.
Yeah, these are policies, and
Okay.
this officer here tried to come at me from behind and put his hands on me.
Oh, he tried to put his hands on you?
Yeah, he tried. I had to back up and put my hand to block him.
So anyway, how can I
Security
help you?
officers and public
So how
safety.
can I help you today?
Security officers and public safety like yourself are here to observe and report, sir.
Isn't it wild how this supervisor of a public building thinks he can enforce a rule that goes against the Constitution? Priceless.
What can I do to help you today?
That's not okay. You're public
So
safety.
what can I do to help you today?
I'm not a
Because you
danger of the public
recording
safety. Yes, I am recording, so I'm a journalist. I have a First Amendment right to record in publicly
yes, you do.
accessible areas.
Okay, but
I'm
not
gathering
here. This is a
content.
courthouse. The signs are very clear.
I'm not in a
Do
courtroom.
you have business here today?
I'm not in a courtroom. Yes, I do.
Well, it says if you actually read the sign, office or hallway.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask
So where's
you-
the courtrooms?
So I'm going to ask you.
Where's the
nicely-
courtrooms? Is this the hallway of a
So I'm
courtroom?
asking nicely.
Something tells me this supervisor didn't care one bit whether his actions were lawful or not. No, it wasn't about that. It was all about power, about flexing authority and intimidating Sean. And for what? A moment of control?
I have a right. This is a public building. I have the right to be in this public building. And just because I'm recording shouldn't restrict my access to the public building. I'm not bothering anybody. I'm not interrupting any courtrooms. I'm not doing anything of that nature. I'm not causing a disturbance. If anything, that security guard over there, while I was filming these signs over here, he tried to run up on me and grab me from behind. And I had to like put my hand out to stop him. The guy right behind you, right by the computer screen over there. It was uncalled for. I'm a reasonable guy. I'm not trying to break the law. I'm not breaking the law.
I'm just saying.
I'm not breaking the law.
It's heartbreaking, isn't it? The Constitution, once a beacon of justice and fairness, now seems to exist in name only. Any true officer of the law should know it stands above all else. But Sean wouldn't be that fortunate. Not this time.
Yeah.
Deputy, they also had signs, once upon a time, that said people of a certain skin color couldn't come into an establishment, correct? Were those signs acceptable? Just because it's on a sign.
Can we talk over here? So
I'd rather.
over here.
I'll get out the way. We can come over
Come
here.
over here. Just follow me over here.
We can come over here.
So what are you trying to do? Besides just record and
I'm just recording in publicly accessible areas. That's all I'm doing. And if you are going to violate my rights in any way, you let me know that, and I'll take it up with the proper venue.
At this point, Sean might as well have been talking to a brick wall. The officer? Either just as ego-driven as the supervisor, or maybe he just couldn't care less. But here's the kicker. Later on, Sean got hit with 4 traffic violation tickets from the Bureau. Why? Simple. Revenge. For daring to stand up for himself when they surrounded him. And you know what? A month later, Sean would return to dispute those tickets. Can you even believe it?
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
What they do? They give you tickets for front, back.
So they
side?
gave me a ticket for each window. I drive an SUV. And the back 2 windows, according to the motor vehicle traffic law, the back 2 windows of an SUV could be of any darkness.
Okay.
So he gave me one
What's on your
ticket.
phone? Are you about to show me something?
No.
Oh,
I don't need to show you
I thought
anything.
you were going to show me something.
No. I'm just saying he gave me, according to the law, he gave me 2 unlawful tickets. The back 2 windows can be of any darkness. And again, I dispute the front 2 windows were of a legal darkness anyway.
This is next level pettiness. Grown adults, servants of the public, acting like this, actively working against a citizen just because Sean's confidence bruised their egos. Is this what we've come to? Public servants so fragile that they retaliate over being butthurt? Unreal.
I'm going to get rid of 3 of them, okay? I'm just going to charge you for 1.
Right. Yeah. I appreciate that, ma'am. But you said you would get dismissed 3 of them and charge me for 1 tin ticket. They're all unlawful. So I would just ask for time to get an attorney at that point and go to trial.
So, what's your basis saying?
Right, because he never my window tints.
Put your phone down because I feel like you're videoing me.
Can I put my phone down?
Yeah.
And so it begins. Again, do these public employees have zero awareness? They're not behind a register or in some cubicle, they're in a public setting, working for the people. How can they forget that? How can they ignore that? It's beyond frustrating.
Oh, okay. Are you a public servant? I record all my interactions with public servants.
You're not going to record me, so if you put that away, then we'll discuss.
Ma'am, I just record all my interactions for transparency and accountability with.
I'm not going to do that, though.
Why not?
The employee probably thought it was okay to throw this much attitude at Sean. But here's the thing. Sean wasn't leaving today without something to take with him. Oh no. He was going to make sure of that.
Wow, absolutely ridiculous. Because I'm recording for transparency, I'm recording our public servants in the course of their duty. It's an issue. But yet it's not an issue for them to record us, as we are constantly being reminded of.
Despite all the frustration, despite the unpleasantness of it all, one good thing did come out of Sean's efforts.
So if you guys remember, the last time I was in the Traffic Violations Bureau here, excuse me, sir, there was a big problem here. There were signs everywhere. It looks like the signs have been taken down. The director who's running the Traffic Violations Bureau, there is a new director since the last time we were here, and I don't see any no recording signs like I saw last time I was here.
Then, things took a turn. The new director for the Bureau? Way more pro-Constitution. After everything Sean went through with those guards, the Bureau started to shift. It finally became what it was always supposed to be. What it should have been from the start.
So we held strong and made sure that they didn't, remove us from the building. And the Suffolk County Sheriffs arrived, and they didn't really do anything. They let us record. They did respected our constitutional rights, honored their oath, but they still had the signs here. Now with the new director here, I gotta say, there's a whole different vibe to this building here. New director taking over Suffolk County Traffic Violations Bureau, and seems like they're doing a good job here.
This right here, proof for anyone still skeptical. What Sean does, the audits, the stand he takes, it's not just for show. It has a purpose. It can actually help make things better, more accessible. But this next case, when an auditor learned the hard way what happens when you try to exercise your basic rights in front of a cop.
Video. What's not hypothetical right now is these cuffs digging into my skin.
On May 26, 2024, Long Island Audit Channel owner Sean uploaded recovered footage from an incident at the New York Department of Health and Human Services. What was supposed to be a simple exercise of his rights seemed to offend the so-called officers there.
Good to see you again. I told you I'd be back. Captain?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Sir, here you go. You might want to read that.
What is
you're not
this?
allowed to video here.
Are you here
It's
to
a
do
non-public
service? You applying today?
Well, yeah, I'm here to conduct business, correct. It's constitutionally protected business, yeah.
Well, this is a non-public forum, so you can't record in here. As I said yesterday. Okay?
I can record in here, for
No,
sure.
You cannot record in here.
I can.
So I'm giving you a lawful order that you can't.
This was Sean's second attempt to freely access a public facility, yet everyone around him seemed delusionally self-important, trying to deny him his rights.
If you're going to continue to record, then
What would I be arrested for? Recording?
no, you're going to be trespassing.
Trespassing without breaking any laws.
Yeah, you are. Because it's a public welfare facility, like I told you yesterday.
So what is this? Is this a law?
I'm not going to get into it with you. Are you going to stop recording, or are you going to leave?
Can you tell me what this is?
Okay, stop. Put your hands behind your back.
It is what it is. You're trespassing. Being arrested for trespassing.
All right, no problem.
That's why you're being arrested.
You guys are making a big mistake here. Trespassing is a violation. It's not even a crime in New York.
It didn't take long for the officer to reveal his fragile patient, already proving he wasn't fit to be a janitor, let alone a police officer.
You guys are making a huge mistake here.
Listen, man, I told you, I gave you a chance. I'm trying to be
I was
cordial
trying.
with
No,
you.
you weren't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
was.
weren't.
Yes, I was.
No, you 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 weren't. I asked you what this
I-
paper was.
I
asked
told
you
you
to explain
yesterday.
this paper was.
It's going to be handled differently. You made the constitutional choice to come back here, walk
To
into the
exercise
lobby
my rights again.
recording
I told you I
again
had business to
after
conduct here.
after I told
I
you
told you
yesterday.
I had business to conduct here. I'm here to apply for services.
No, I asked you on camera.
I did.
On camera.
I did.
No.
And I said I was applying for service.
No, you
I said
didn't.
I had business
No, you
to conduct
didn't.
here.
No, you didn't.
Okay. Business to conduct here. That's what I told
Just
you.
like yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
We're all good.
You didn't let me conduct
Why
my
don't-
business yesterday. I was trying to go through the metal detector today. Did you not notice that? Because I was
why don't we
trying
do
to.
this?
Why don't?
Plead the fifth.
Yeah. Why don't you do that? Yeah, because that's what you were told yesterday, right? So you want to quit back at it, right? Big mistake you guys are making here. Big mistake. Violating my constitutional rights. Be out in a couple hours and I'll beat the charge, just like I beat the charge everywhere throughout this whole entire country.
If you're familiar with Sean's videos, you know this isn't the first time he's found himself in a situation like this. But every time, the officers, soon enough, come to regret messing with him.
You know what's crazy? If I really want to, I can go outside your house and your house and your house to record, and that's completely legal. But recording just to hold my government accountable I'm trespassing on public property, the same property that I help fund
You
with
keep
my
saying
tax dollars.
public property. This is not public property.
This is public property.
No, it's not.
This is public property, sir. This is a public agency, sir.
How do you feel it's public property?
Because it's funded by taxpayer dollars, sir. That's why.
This property is not.
I wonder if it makes these officers feel less special, realizing they're not secret agents, but public servants, who really shouldn't be this bothered about being recorded.
This is not county property.
But who pays? They lease this space through tax dollars, sir, meaning that it becomes publicly accessible.
Meaning Nassau County has nothing to do with this property.
But if they have nothing to do with, so you can have it both ways. If they have nothing to do with this property, how can I be trespassed by a Nassau County officer?
when you not in this building, I said property.
It's clear, this officer had no idea what he was talking about. He just wanted to pick a fight with Sean, all because of his bruised ego.
The building manager stated, if you're not here,
Who's the building manager? The person I talked to yesterday?
the building manager.
Well, I'm in handcuffs today. I wasn't in handcuffs yesterday. So I'm saying, how can
building manager
a
stated-
Nassau
listen,
County
stop.
officer?
Stop.
Well, I'm just asking you. So
No,
you said this is private property.
I'm
Okay.
answering.
All right.
Yesterday, the property manager
Yeah.
stated if someone comes on this property and not handling county business, he wants them trespassed.
The property manager or the building manager? Which is it? Or if I had to guess, this guy was probably just making up the info on the spot.
Do you understand how quickly this just happened? He just put handcuffs on me in less than a few minutes.
But do you see how fast you refuse to answer his questions? He actually.
It happened in less than a few minutes, sir. There was no de-escalation implemented. What does the Department of Health and Human Services have to hide? Where's the transparency for the people, for we the people, to check up on our government? Don't you think? Don't you think that our government should be transparent? Especially when this officer here is getting paid 6 figures.
The truth isn't as sinister as it seems. It's more about these employees thinking they're above the common people just because they hold important jobs and that they can't be criticized no matter what.
And this officer here gets paid 6 figures every year, and we can't hold them accountable. We can't. Do you know that law enforcement, the law enforcement agency, sir, I'm not here just filming. I did investigative work. Law enforcement, Nassau County Police Department is the highest grossing department out of all the departments. It goes Nassau County Police, and I believe the Department of Social Services that help we the people, sir, is like 3rd on the list. And as far as budget, do you think that the people need more help, or that law enforcement needs to just keep getting richer and richer? He makes 6 figures with overtime, sir.
Some might argue that kind of paycheck is justified, given how dangerous law enforcement can be. But so far, all we've seen is these officers manhandling an unarmed Sean.
Well, that's like you trespassing me because of my skin color, whether it's white or black or brown or anywhere in between. That's like you saying, we're not arresting you for your skin color, sir. We're arresting you because we told you to leave and you didn't leave. You can use criminal trespassing for anything. You could say, I don't like the way he looks. I could be a political opponent and I'm in a city hall and the mayor doesn't like that I'm in here. I could be asking too many questions that you don't like, that in your part of the government, and you could just say, where does it stop? Where can you not trespass somebody from property that they help fund? When can you just say, well, you know what? We can't remove you from property that you help fund.
Sean made a point that nobody even thought to consider before they decided to slap handcuffs on him and strip away his freedom.
When you was at the military thing and you was filming, you went across this lobby and your phone shows the video even from yesterday, people in the lobby, they don't know they're on video. So how can you say they have no problem with you being on video when they didn't post
We're always on video. There's video here, and I told you video.
So because you only brought the 2 people that walked out and spoke to you, but how do you know these people that were sitting in the lobby appreciate being aired on YouTube?
The officer thought he had Sean cornered, but this argument could be made against any vlogger or anyone simply taking pictures in public. Would he try to shut them down too?
And if they did voice their concerns to me or send me an email, I would kindly, because that's my YouTube channel, I even though there's no expectation of privacy, you guys have a whole lot of cameras in here, so nobody complains about those. But if somebody said, hey sir, I'd prefer not to be on your YouTube video, I would blur their face out, as long as they're not a public servant like you.
Despite the ridiculous argument from this cop, Sean handled it with grace. He made it clear he'd blur anyone's face if they asked, unlike the cameras in the building, which were also recording.
So, if I went through the metal detector and I had a pen or a belt or a watch, and I was secretly recording every single person, and I went online and I spoke to the woman and I was very cordial. I said, hey, what services do you offer to the public here? And see how she treated me. And then I went left. You would never know I'm recording. And then I left, and then I left, and I went home and I published that video online on YouTube, Facebook, wherever.
Yes.
And I published that video. Would this law enforcement officer would he come to my house and arrest me? No, he wouldn't, because there is no charge for recording.
Had this scenario played out differently, I doubt anyone would have said a word about trespassing. This just proves Sean was only in this situation because of the defensive superiority complex these employees had.
To whom it may concern, the lobby of the Nassau County Department of Social Services is a non-public forum. In the Make Road by Walking Inc. v. Turner, the Circuit Court of Appeals found that welfare centers are rooms were a non-public forum. But that doesn't matter. You can only make it I understand that it's not a non-public forum, it's a limited public forum. And that means time, place, and manner restrictions, sir. I know the law. Time, place, and manner. So the time, this is during business hours. the manner, I'm being respectful. I'm not disturbing any business.
Sean shut down yet another attempt by the officer to discredit him, pointing out that the paper he was using was likely printed after Sean's first visit to the department.
But they're not. Now, my next question to you, if one of those people, that's an example, one of those people was in the lobby that didn't see you recording, right, was here for some kind of domestic reason, and you just posted this video. So
we don't need to get animated. We're talking. Okay.
So that one female or male that walked past your camera that's in hiding and came in for help, someone just seen them on your video, and that other person, holy moly, this is where that person is going. Now, I'm gonna wait for this person outside. You put somebody's life in danger.
It wouldn't take a genius to see how far-fetched this officer's hypothetical scenario against Sean really was. And of course, Sean wasn't going to miss it either.
But it could happen with me filming outside the front door as well, sir. It doesn't mean that I have to be inside of here. If I was, let's ask the law, if I was filming outside on the street, could you have trespassed me from the street, sir? Less than an animal, right? I lost my freedom right now for a potential of maybe somebody that's on a domestic. You're hypothetical. What about me? What about my rights? What about my safety? What about my family? What about my well-being? That somebody that wants to hurt them would watch my YouTube video. What's not hypothetical right now is these cuffs digging into my skin right now.
It's remarkable how far the officer went trying to disprove Sean or somehow win for the sake of his pride, completely ignoring the fact that Sean was still handcuffed the entire time.
And, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of different things that can go wrong when I air my video. Just the same way, if News 12 was recording outside doing a news report and somebody walked past their cameraman and somebody happened to be watching News 12,
okay.
That same way do you think is the News 12 reporter a bad person for not thinking of who they possibly in some hypothetical world could have heard?
I've been here.
I'm listening to you too.
When News 12 come in one area, and we keep News 12 in one area to not show anybody walking in the building.
I've seen people walk past News 12 all the time.
I can't help but wonder what state these departments are in if the best they have are officers like this, who'd rather throw out flawed arguments than actually de-escalate the situation.
Hold on, Sean, just take your hat off, buddy.
Oh, this guy's over here. Stop. The front one?
Sean was finally released from jail, but not without facing 2 charges from the department. However, those charges were eventually dismissed due to their blatant inaccuracy, and Sean walked away without any penalties. That's all for today, but I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, which case was your favorite? And hey, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit subscribe. You won't want to miss the next one. Check out these videos here, trust me, you'll want to see them. Thanks for watching.